All right, here we go. Boom. Open that monster. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I know I am. So, as many of you know, we had some interesting drama bullshit. And it wasn't with the people that we're used to seeing, right? Which is good because, you know, I listen to the fans, I listen to the viewers, right? We're sick of the same old shit. And I get it. I get it. And some interesting shit happened over the last week. I just hung back. I wanted to see who was going to take any bait and then just jump on that bandwagon. And we're getting there, right? The bait has been laid. They're going to take it. They're just being shy about it, right? They're just being a little shy. And we're talking about the likes of Tim Gentry and, of course, this guy Trucks, or as his new channel is known, Eating Cats or some bullshit. As far as the Tim Gentry thing goes, he's acting like he doesn't care, but he 100% cares. He made a video recently responding to, I'm assuming responding to Elite Podcast, without actually going out and saying anything. But Elite kind of exposed him for these, you know, just one little thing. Turns out that him and his wife, their perfect little happy life, isn't what everybody thinks it is on YouTube, right? Shocker, right? Where have we seen that before? And of course, instead of directly addressing it or just ignoring it, he decides to do the middle option, which is the worst option ever, is to act like it doesn't bother him by talking about how much it doesn't bother him. Kind of defeats the purpose there, Tim. Just throwing that out there. But he made a video where he says, "Oh no, the haters are taking my channel down." Da, 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 da. It was supposed to be kind of funny, but instead it just comes across as pathetic. And you might be saying, like, what does Tim Gentry have to do with the drama? What does Tim Gentry have to do with the drama? He's a mechanic. He runs a trucking business. Well, as most of you may have seen or maybe didn't see, Narc had gone live and proudly declared that he talks to Gentry. "Oh, I talk to Gentry on the phone all the time," he says. Oh, interesting. So what would an innocent, non-drama family man like Tim Gentry be doing talking to Narc? He's made it very clear what he stands on, what he's all about, right? If you don't know who Narc is and what he's about at this point, what are you even doing here, right? So Gentry's 100% in the drama, even if he tries to act like he isn't. We find out that he was sleeping around with one of his employees. His wife had to file a restraining order against him as a negotiating tactic to get them back together, right? And it's a trend with these YouTube truckers, guys. It's a trend to basically plastic surgery your wife and then douse her in 87 gallons of makeup and then parade her around on camera for views. They all do it. Right? They all do it. People say, "Oh, you can't attack families. Oh my God." Well, these people put their children and their wives on camera all the time for the views. So it kind of makes me think they really don't care about their family as much as they care about the views. I'm just saying. And like I said, it's not the first time we've seen this. Not too long ago, the Trucking Unfiltered guy was talking about Just Trucking, another fake YouTube trucker. He does the same shit. Doused his wife in gallons of makeup and put her on camera. Said, "Come watch my channel." Right? They have a whole channel dedicated to just their underage children for weirdos on the internet to watch. And speaking of Trucking Unfiltered, Tim Gentry and his fans are quick to call Unfiltered a quote unquote felon, right? A quote unquote felon. When the guy that Tim Gentry was defending, Just Trucking, is a felon. Been proven to be one. Ran drugs, right? Ran drugs. So a guy who went to jail for running drugs is now a truck driver that survives in a $200,000 truck while running one Walmart load a month to Florida, and we're supposed to believe that there's not something else going on under there. What else is he running out of Florida? What else is the guy who went to jail for drug running out of Florida with his one load a month Walmart load? And I'm being a little bit hyperbolic with the one load a month thing, but he doesn't run that hard. Right? Everybody likes to talk about what a genius he is. Oh, he's a genius. He's just running his business so well. None of these motherfuckers are running anything well. They get propped up by YouTube money and donations, cash apps. Nothing about them is real. If they didn't get money from YouTube, they wouldn't be able to live the lives that they live, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But be honest about it, right? If you tell me, hey, I can live off my YouTube money, well, congratulations. I don't. I'm proud of you. Good job. It's a good life, right? But they never present it that way. They present it in a way where it seems like they're doing big things in business, when in reality, they're being propped up by everybody else's money. I've made the joke on the channel. I could be a pretend mechanic or a pretend trucker if a bunch of people were to send me $50,000 a year to live on and GoFundMe's. We all could if somebody else paid for us to not do anything. And ask yourself this: if somebody's running such a successful business, why are they doing YouTube stunts? Right? Tim Gentry just drove a fucking tractor through a McDonald's drive-through or some shit. If you were making so much money off your business, would you have to waste your time on childish stunts like that? No. Childish stunts like that get your YouTube views up so you can keep the lights on. And these are the kind of people that present this fake life on YouTube and then want to talk down to other people as if somehow they've got it all figured out, when in reality, they're just the adult version of living with your parents, right? They've traded in their parents' basement for free money from the internet. And they're looking down their nose at people, making judgments of people, when in reality, they haven't accomplished a goddamn thing. Except just, get lucky on YouTube, I guess. And then you have their fans who can't see past the surface level, who defend it. Right? They defend it. They keep their ego up, so they think that what they're doing is right and okay. And in some cases, you have their fans doing things that are outright illegal. Tim Gentry, in a recent live that he did pre-Matt's, called out one of his viewers, one of his fans, and basically said, hey, thank you for running a guy's plate for me. So he's such a successful businessman that he has time to worry about a supposed felon who doesn't matter, right? He's got people doing background research for him or something that doesn't matter. This is that bullshit I'm always talking about, guys, where people say they don't care, but they care a whole fucking lot. You know, so maybe he didn't take the bait yet on the Elite's video about him and his fucking extramarital affairs, but he will. He will if you talk about it enough, because his ego won't let him just let it go. And these are people that are idolized, and nothing about them is real. You can go back, look at old pictures, and then move forward, and you can see how they've changed. And those changes, you know, they never go back to who they were. Once they get a taste of that self-importance, that's permanent. It stays with them. And there are humble people out there who have viewers and they truly appreciate the views that they get. So it's not everybody. But it seems like the ones that are always in the spotlight are the ones that are the worst offenders. And the thing is nobody would care if they at least pretended to be humble. But they can't do it. They get addicted to hearing how great they are, and it sends them off the fucking rails, and they end up getting in a wreck. And then they have this fear of being exposed because they tell everybody for who knows how long how great they are. And then stuff starts to leak because they piss people off by being arrogant. Stuff starts to leak. We find out they're not quite as great as they always said they were. And they get scared. They don't want that sheet to come off. And the thing is it's right in front of us all the time. You got to look. You got to look. You can look at Tim Gentry right now. You can see the fake life that he's built up on YouTube. And then you can circle back and you can look at something like Gentry Acres, his wife's channel. What she writes on that channel page versus what they portray on YouTube is not anything at all similar. She talks about how tough life is, how bad relationships can be, the struggles of marriage, right? All of that is not portrayed in their main channel. So the evidence is right in front of us all the time. It's just so many people just take the surface value and call it a day. But that's not what it is. But sometimes these people, they need a little bit of negativity just to keep them grounded, right? It's not malicious. It's for their benefit. Otherwise, they end up in these weird fake realities that aren't good for anybody, especially not their families. But that's what I got for this one, guys. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I was sick last week. I was feeling good, so I felt I should make a video since I have so many fans that just wondered where I was. But we're going to talk more about this, guys. Like I said, I gave them a little bit of time to respond. It doesn't look like they're going to, so we're going to have to use the big stick method, and we're just going to have to go after them ourselves. But that's what we're getting into, guys, so stay tuned.